seconds.
And you got no warning this is happening. I gave no warning, but we're giving you no warning. That's the name of the show. Hi, I'm Brian K. Morris, publisher, editor, author, broadcaster, and former mortician's assistant. And welcome to No Warning for Monday, May 8th, 2023. Now, we're going to give you a minute to get settled in. If you're watching live, give a comment. We have a little conversation here. And if you're watching us on the rerun, put something down in the comments below, and I will try to get back to you, all right? So anyway, you know what this means. It's that time of morning when...
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
All right, people are starting to come in here. We're going to get to everyone in a moment here. So please come in and join the conversation for the next 45 minutes. Just want to let you know that we're brought to you by our Patreon supporters. Patreon, Patreon, is a service where you can support your favorite creators directly. And we've got about almost 24 people that want to support the Rising Tide. And we love those guys and gals. And in return, we give them a twice weekly blog. Some of them we let see advanced work that we're doing, and we try to be interactive, try to be responsive, and we love it when you join in. So please check me out at www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris, right there. And also you can find me on Amazon, Walmart.com, Barnes & Noble, all the various places you can find my writing. And what else do we have here? Oh, yes, and we're also brought to you by Rising Tide Publications, of course. And we're also brought to you by Plasma Fire Graphics. That's Jeffrey Hayes. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you. Now, we're not going to run the ad because, frankly, we got a copyright claim on the music. So we're going to talk about it. What you need to do, if you need a great wraparound cover, and we're talking about something like this. You want somebody that can manage the look of the book. By the way, this won a Pulp Factory award and is available now on Amazon. But look how they've look how Jeffrey designed the cover, and he handled the whole project here. This is part of his handiwork. So check out his indie creator-friendly pricing. He also does the graphics you need to sell it online, book trailers, whatever you need. Very reasonable price, very easy to deal with. Jeffrey is a wonderful guy. We love him to death, and no wonder he's an award-winning artist, because he can really do the job for you. So check him out at plasmafiregraphics.com. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you, because it definitely matters to your readers. And now we got people in here. We're so happy. Oh my God, all my favorite people are here, with more to come. And also, folks, if you enjoy what we're doing here, please encourage me. Give me a like or a love or whatever, a thumbs up if you're on YouTube. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe, all right? And good morning to Skylar Productions. Mwah, Willow, how are you this morning? Good morning to you, all caps. She's excited. She cannot hide it. She's shaking off the Monday blues already. Love you, Willow. Love you too, Grant. And good morning, Willow and Brian. Good morning to you, my friend. And I saw you had a great convention appearance this weekend. And also, speaking of great, there is my lady, author Michaela Jade. Mwah, authormichaelajade.com. She is awesome. Good morning to you, sweetie. And so nice to see you on my computer monitor again. Well, I'm glad to be seen here and maybe be a little bit obscene before the hour is over. And speaking of being seen, want to thank Scott Thorne and his staff at Castle Perilous in Carbondale, Illinois. Hosted a bunch of us, including Isaac Hicks, let's see, Mars Stardust cosplay. She's awesome. Morgan S. Komnick, who was absolutely amazing and wonderful, her first appearance there, and she was the belle of the ball. And also G. Doc Smith. Also, so good to see you all there. Had a great time. Thank you, Scott, for hosting us. I had a wonderful, wonderful morning and afternoon. And we will be back next year for Free Comic Book Day. All right. Grant saying hello. Everyone saying hello, hello. And had a great weekend talking books and plans for the future of Michaela Jade Books. I was going to touch base with you. I'm interested in hearing that. I want to hear it. And Sonoma Publishing, good morning, true believers. Good morning to you, my friend. How are you this morning? Everyone's saying hello. And Clyde Hall, how was your Free Comic Book Day in Mount Vernon there? Good morning, No Warnings. Calgon has once again brought you back safe to SB Camp. Yeah, it was kind of iffy there for a while, I have to say, because I parked in this one area when I went to Castle Perilous, and I didn't know there was going to be a wedding there. I got blocked in. I couldn't turn my van enough. And of course, it's, you've seen my van. I don't have 360 vision through that thing, and I don't have rear. I got to get rear cameras put in that thing or something. But I couldn't get out. And this thing was just starting, and I saw this one guy driving around the lot and heading my way. So I jumped out, flagged him down, said, "If you want my spot, please help me get out of it." And he was very kind, and he was a spotter for me, so I could pull out of the place in my van. I was so grateful to him. I hope the blessings of the year are dumped upon this gentleman. He must have thought I was mad. But anyway, then we had a lovely 6-hour drive home because I-57 is broken in Southern Illinois. So much of it is being redone, and it started getting to me, being one lane and trapped by trucks. And so I got off on a state route, and man, it added some time because I couldn't drive as fast. But we did get home safely, I'm glad to say. And I heard some people got some really bad storms over the night, last night, and I hope you all came through it okay. And Clyde, I hope you had a good time. Let us know about it. I will have the second episode of my drawing stream tonight. Nicholas Tucker will be my guest. Oh, Grant, that's going to be cool. I'm going to see if I can't check in on you. And I love to check in with Cindy Kemp. Mwah, good morning. How in the world are you? I am fabulous, darling. CKOEPP.com. Check out our website and sign up for our monthly newsletter because it is fantastic. It really makes you feel good after you read it. Cindy, you were at a convention this weekend. Please report in, all right? And don't forget to tip your host. Oh, that's right. I got to get my... There we go. Let's see. Here we go. If you enjoy it, please consider. Okay, you can leave a one-time tip for me at paypal.me/risingtidebkm. You'll see the address there. Thank you for reminding me, Cindy. You are as awesome as... You are awesomer than anyone can imagine. And survived Demicon. Oh, I hope you did okay there. And Nicholas Tucker, the host of the new and improved Never Mind the Furthermore, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central. Good morning, Brian. Hope you and all the No Warning Breakfast crowd. Yes. Nick, I hope you had a great weekend. It's good to see you. I may have to hook you up with somebody, a friend of mine who does some gaming shows in Southern Illinois and area. Would like to invade the northern part of our state, and I know you've got connections, and he's one of us. So definitely may have to put you guys together. And Eric Hawkins, good morning to you. Eric can be seen on the drawing show. Drawn and Quartered, is it? But anyway, he's also on Comic Book Spectrum every Thursday night at 7 p.m., 6 p.m. Central Time on From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher, which is currently the host because I am currently writing a book, and I can only spare this much time to keep my channel active. So anyway, Eric, hope you had a great weekend. Hey, you may get some business, Eric. We sold a bunch of copies of Zombieful World of Oz. And Castle Perilous, where you can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. Exactly. I can never leave because I find too much stuff I want to buy. That's my problem. I picked up what looked to be an interesting book on computer lettering that I'd not read before. So I got that. Hoping to talk my beloved into learning how to do that because I see so much bad lettering, even with computers. It annoys me. But no, we had a fantastic time. We got fed while we were there, and of course the company was absolutely wonderful. Plus, we got visited by people like Scott Hall of BertCon, also Amy and John Hale. It was a good time. We had a lot of fun, all of us there. So it was great. And go get all the Batman sound effects. That's what I need on this show. I need a bam and a boff or an oof and things like that. I think I'd really make this show clever, don't you?
How dare you?
Oh, there's another. Oh, great. Greta's always got to say something. Anyway, Cindy Kemp says, go check out Brian's Patreon where you can get all the news on Volcana 2. And yeah, I'm a little behind in that because of the novel I'm currently writing for another publisher. But we're going to get some stuff in there to kind of hopefully make up for our lack of Volcana goodness, including a story that, I hate to throw shade. I really do. But it is a story I am very pleased with for a number of reasons, and frustrated with the cover. Okay, and everyone has seen it. They start out by telling me, Brian, don't be upset by this. It's just a thing here, and it doesn't really matter. The cover's like, oh my god, that's awful, that sort of thing. Oh, by the way, I am expecting a phone call possibly this morning from my garage. I had to take Cookie's car in, and if they call, we may put this show on pause. Okay, you may get to see the background here for a prolonged period of time. So just letting y'all know. But anyway, thank you, Cindy. And please check out CKOEPP on Patreon too, because she's got some good stuff. She is currently serializing one of her new works, and she's great. I feel like such a buffoon compared to her writing. She is so awesome. And oh no, I hit a deer on Friday. Fortunately, I wasn't going very fast. Animal control told me not to worry about it, but I spent the rest of my day worrying about the deer. I understand that. I've never hit a deer. I've come close a couple of times. I'm told it's very traumatic. I'm told by my wife. Cookie was traveling with her family, that she was fairly young, and their van hit a deer, and Cookie to this day, it's like if we see a deer by the side of the road, she just tenses up. So Grant, I hope the deer will be okay. And I hope even more that you will be okay. All right. You're the one I worry about. And greetings from the prairie. I know that familiar typage. That is Mark Lerner, looking good, working on that book. And I hope you had a great weekend, Mark. Good seeing you, babe. And are you wearing an ascot, or is that just a yellow undershirt? This is a yellow undershirt. Every time you say ascot, Eric, I think of there's a movie from the 60s called The Night They Raided Minsky's, about a famous burlesque joint. I think it was in New York, that I only saw it once when I was very, very young. And they had a couple of vaudevillian comedians on there, and one of the jokes was, well, I got dressed up this morning. I went in my closet, and it was a real tight fit, but I went in, I got my underwear. I put my underwear on, then I got my socks, then I got my undershirt, then I got my pants, then I got my shirt, and then I got my ascot. So anyway, if you're about 8 years old, that is funny, but. And I was. The only thing that's really memorable is that the one sheet and the soundtrack record cover was done by Frank Frazetta. So that's about it. But anyway, yes, it is. In fact, this is, my Superman tee under here. So it's called, it's 5 minutes till, and I don't really want to show up wearing a semi-business like shirts. So anyway, yes, so I do not have an ascot. I would love an ascot. I did wear one time for a play, and those are kind of stylish. I like them. And Grant goes on to say, there was no blood and the deer was still able to run, but I still occasionally get the mental image of the poor deer laying in the woods, hurt and scared. Yeah, well, part of the life thing. But Grant, I just hope you'll be okay. That's not my main concern right now. And Michaela Jade said there are many exciting things coming in Michaela Jade books, like book reviews, book awards, book editing, and other things. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Do we need to talk? I think we need to talk. Because I came up with an idea this weekend that I ran it by a friend of mine, and she thinks it's a genius idea. And you know what I'm saying? And Clyde Hall says, we spent Free Comic Book Day at Colossus Comics and Games in the C.E. Brim Memorial Library. Snoopdo, the Super Beagle, and Captain Janako of Imperial Recruitment Wing hobnobbed with Ghostbusters, Pirates, and Spider-Verse, folks. That sounds like fun. Well, we got to hang out with Raven. That's who Mars Stardust was so beautiful as. So, and also Morgan Neskomnik dressed up a little as a character. It's anime, so I didn't recognize it. Sorry, Morgan. Anyway, she'll hate me. Anyway, Brian's one of the few folks who can pull off an ascot. I can not only pull it off, I know how to tie one too. And if anyone ever asks you, it's like tying a necktie, except you go, the part where you put the end through what you've got knotted around your neck, and then you tighten it up, stuff it in your shirt, and you're done. That's what an ascot is. Anyway, I would like to see Brian wearing an ascot. I would like to wear one. If I could. Yeah, I don't keep a bow tie for this. I'm out and about wearing a bow tie, but I need an ascot. I gotta talk to Cookie about that. And Cindy Cap says, I did well enough at Demicon in spite of the knuckle. Oh, yeah, she had a knucklehead. That's right. This event is exhausting because they stuff 15-ish vendors in a small room. I literally couldn't access one half of my tables from the vendor side because of the way they set us up. Could barely slide past the vendor behind me. I can't imagine how they're not violating fire codes. I understand that. I've been at several shows where I'm surprised the fire marshal hasn't come through. I honestly think somebody's getting paid off, to be honest. No names on the air. And they also put on a real comic convention several years ago that was a disaster for a whole lot of reasons. But the table we were put into, a number of us creators were put into a hallway, and nobody knew we were there. For one thing, there was no signage to let people know we were there that I was aware of. And also in order for people to get through the aisles, they had to push the tables back. So you literally had about 1.5 feet worth of room. I just pushed my table all the way back and sat beside the table, which I normally don't do. And I don't approve of it doing it. But, oh man, so if you did well enough, would you go back, Cindy? I guess that's my question to you. Was all that you had to put up with worth, the hassle and everything? I would like to know. And September 30th, 2023, Keosipian Book Day, Keokuk, Iowa. Yes, Teresa Dunn has taken a huge step, and I'm very proud of her. She is working with the Indie Author Book Expo and Rising Tide Publications to put on a book show in Keokuk, Iowa at their local library. We will have more details as the time approaches, but that's September 30th. And it's going to be a good time. Teresa will be there, of course. Jen Thompson will be there. I will be there. We've already gotten some preliminary interest from a lot of people, but there is an event page on Facebook. So please, we'll check that out. We'll share it more on my profile page. And good morning, all from Teresa Dunn. Good morning to you, sweetie. Everyone's saying hi. And we had dear last year hit the passenger side of our Coronet. It freaked me out because it literally came out of nowhere. Willow Scholar, I understand what you're saying. Those things are fast. I think they're like squirrels in that they think they can run across the road because they don't know how to judge the speed of your vehicle. I was following a vehicle one night, and from my perspective behind the vehicle, it looked like the driver just missed the deer by literally a couple of feet. From how bright the headlights were against its haunches. But yeah, that's and the thing is, those deer are solidly packed. Have you ever seen a deer fight where they rise up on their haunches and they start, doing this at each other, like a slap fight? Those things have muscles. That's why they can run so fast. So yeah, I'm sorry it scared you like that, Willow. I hope you are okay now. And everyone's saying hello. And yes, Brian, we need to chat. Let's Michaela, maybe some night. We'll talk about a DM, but maybe we can set up a StreamYard. I've got a couple StreamYard rooms that I always keep for meetings, so maybe we can do that some night. And Romper, Bomper, Stopper, Boo, I see Eric, Grant, Teresa, Nicholas, Michaela, Willow, and I see you, says Clyde Hall. That's better than I see Paris, I see France. Anyway, I think Fred is the only person who can pull off an ascot. Probably so. Well, nobody can do it like Fred. And we're not talking Flintstone here. I know who you're talking about. He rocks the look. He really does. Cindy Cap says, and I struggle with crowds, or more accurately, I have issues with people I don't trust getting behind me. So between the crowd and the noise and standing up for 3 days, I get it. I can't even stand up for more than half an hour anymore. But yeah, that people walking behind me, it shows freaks me the hell out too, Cindy. We used to do Cookie and I used to do back issue sales at this one monthly flea market near Rantoul, Illinois, and the aisles, the booths were arranged in such a way that people would just walk through everyone else's display. And one time I remember I was standing in the way talking to somebody, and they wanted to cut across And they could have like gone just a few more feet and gone around everybody, but they were standing there going, "Well, will you move? I want to get through." And I'm like, "This is my booth." "No, I'm not." "Well, you're being rude." "Yeah, I am. Go away." So yeah, and Morgan and I were talking. Morgan Komnick and I were talking about that too. You know that especially if you're empathic or of a certain mindset, which I happen to be, and it's like I get peopled out real easy. My friends I don't mind, but strangers, there just seems to be a lot of energy that I have to expel to make myself noteworthy, I guess. And that's why I don't mind the long drives home for the most part, aside from the physical aspect of it. Sitting down for too long and then getting up and in and out of the vehicle and et cetera, et cetera. But it's that time I get to decompress. That helps me a lot. But if I had to, I've had shows where I've been out all day and I like here in town, I drive like, 20 minutes and I'm still keyed up, but I get that about the crowds. I think a lot of people should understand that about us. And I see Cindy Cap too. Yes, Clyde. And she sees you back. And I'm not even sure what an ascot is. Can we just buy Brian a kerchief, or does it have to be some sort of special material? My understanding is, Grant Lankard, is that an ascot is usually made of like a more silky material, kind of like a necktie. And in fact, think of it as a very wide necktie. There's probably some sort of tailoring involved. I need to research this now. You've just delivered me unto a rabbit hole. And so if I don't make my deadline, I'm blaming this day for it. But anyway, we got to check that out. And always check out Amy Hale. Mwah! Amy came by on Saturday with Mr. Amy Hale, and I was just so happy. I was tickled you guys came out to see us. That was such a joy, as always. And I saw you got some new chickens, too. Now, why this particular breed, aside from their cuteness factor? I'm curious about that. And good morning on summer break now and in full writing publishing mode. Is this my friend Charles? If not, please identify yourself strange, panelist number 3. But anyway, that's right. Yes, this would be Charles F. Millhouse of Stormgate Press, the award-winning publisher of books like Major Marjorie and also Pulp Reality, which, by the way, we sold a bunch of in the last couple of weeks. We done good with that book. So anyway, please check that book out too, available on Amazon. It is good. And also go to stormgatepress.com for more information on stuff that people have written. And everyone's saying, hey, but I made 2.5 times expenses. Good. Found homes for dragons and books. Excellent, Cindy. So yeah, I would consider doing it again because it's local. Next year, though, I might try requesting a wall booth to avoid the messes in the middle. The mess in the middle, that reminded me of one show I did. In fact, it was the very first Fantasticon in Dayton, Ohio. I got lured up there by a former friend, and it was a good time because I got to hang out with some really cool people. But they had us in our creatives area packed so tightly that unless you had a wall space, there was like an island in the middle, but everyone's in a line. So if I was in the middle, someone had to get up to let me out. That's where Scoot McMahon and I got to know each other. It's like, Brian, you gotta go to the bathroom again? Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I understand that. And sometimes having a booth, I think, is a lot more, it's a lot better for me personally when I'm setting up than just a regular table space. So I agree with you, Cindy, and I hope it'll be worth the expense. And hey, y'all, I hope your Monday is going well. I'm using BKM's Magic Tones to get things done. Oh, well, if you want to hear somebody better with a better voice, you check out Nicholas Tockard, or the Historical Fencing Guild channels on Facebook, or excuse me, on YouTube, the better place. And check out what this guy does. He does some amazing interactive conversation. He is awesome. Check him out. And also check out his show on Friday nights, the Historical Fencing Guild, where he teaches people how to murder each other safely. I've never yet hit a deer. Cow, yes, but not a deer yet. Ooh, ew, cow. It's funny. Everything reminds me of the story, damn it. But when I was taking driver's ed in high school, my sophomore year, and it was kind of funny because the teacher we'd gotten to the point where we'd studied the rules of the road, we'd studied the actual mechanics of driving, and now we were going to go out and start driving for real with learner's permits. And we were like, well, what do we do in this case? Well, he tells us. What are we going to do in this case? Well, this is what you have to do. What if we come to a four-way stop? Well, here's how you yield the right of way. And then somebody said, what if we hit a cow? Or no, somebody asked it first, well, what if we hit a dog or a cat? He said, unfortunately, we're going to have to drive on. We got to, I know you want to stop and help, but we're going to have to drive on. That's just the school policy. And so he said, what if we hit a cow? There was this long pause, and he goes, we're going to stop. We will not have a choice. We will be stopped. So anyway, Glorious Clyde. That was his name in college, I think, but he was hungry and needed the money. And Fred wears the best. Daphne pulls it off. That's true. That's true. And Adrian Gambit, morning, Brian and friends. Adrian, how are you this morning? Looking forward to seeing you in July. Hope you're doing well. I generally don't know how you can stand the people behind you at shows. I can't. That's the problem, Nick. I can't stand them one little bit, unless I know them. Then they make me nervous. And hey, Amy, morning, Adrian from Michaela Jade. We just had a comment dump. Yay! Empathy plus PTSD plus AD&D ambivert who burns out on people. I feel that. Yeah, Morgan and I were both grateful to go out to dinner at that time to everybody just leave us alone. We'll just talk to each other. So, yeah, I knew you'd get it. And everybody's asking how y'all doing. How you doing, Dawn? Mwah! Dawn Dulles, good to see you as always. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. And I'm fantastic, Adrian. How about you, says Michaela? Well, we know you're fantastic, and I'm doing pretty good, enjoying the sound of rain. Yeah, there's been some funky storms. We had one late Saturday night here in Lafayette. Then we had a real bad lightning and rain and windstorm late last night, just as I was going to bed. That was exciting. Grant Laker said, nope, you don't have to research ascots. I have a suspicion somebody just bought you one and delivered it to your house. No, unless they're precognitive and got an advanced look at the script on the show. Yeah, right, script. Anyway, no, we don't have a script for this show because we support the Writers Guild of America and their strike right now. So we don't have a script. Well, we never had a script to begin with. We don't even have a reason. And morning, Dawn and Michaela from Nick and Amy Hale. They are considered an ornamental chickens. I have this vision now. It's like with a hook through them, putting on your Christmas tree. Oh, dear God. One of three breeds I've been wanting for a couple of years. I just wanted them because they are docile, loving lap chickens and look so cute. Oh, okay. Those are good reasons. Now, I take it they produce eggs as well, right? Which right now is a form of currency, or it's not as bad as it was 6 months ago, but it's a kind of a form of currency. I take it these lay eggs and you get more adorable chickens, right? I guess. Anyway, Charles Millhouse, there's the man. I'm over here on YouTube now. Good morning, all. I thought that was you, Charles. How the heck are you and Marianne? I hope you're doing well. And Scott Crocker, yes. So I just rewatched all of Burn Notice again. Those last two seasons still make me mad. I get that. It's kind of like Michael would just kept getting pushed around to the point where all he did was react and it wasn't much that he could do proactively. But Skunk, it's good to see you. I hope you've had a good week, my friend. Everyone loves Skunk, saying hello, Skunk. And Maureen Charles, and everyone saying hi. And do any of you folks bring your own tables, chairs to cons? Nicholas, that is an excellent question. I have started. Some of the shows that I'm starting to do will give you a discount if you bring a table. I invested in a pair of really sturdy tables. I will be using them sometimes this year. Fortunately, it's going to happen on probably for the shows where I have some help. But with any luck, but yeah, I bought a 6-footer and a 4-footer. And these things can take some weight. I think the 4-footer alone can handle 500 pounds. I mean, these are made of metal. They've got some weight on them. So I just can't sling one over my shoulder and go where I want. But yeah, I'm starting to because table rentals are expensive at shows. So when we have Library Con, Nick, hold on for the plug here. when we have LibraryCon, if need be, I can bring my own tables. I just need help getting them in and out. And Sarah, mwah, how are you, darling? I have yet to reply to your message from the weekend. Love you. Hope you're doing well. And I believe one of our author friends usually has a flask with him to get through cons. I not only believe I have evidence of it, for he has graced me with some of the contents at shows. Now, I do not drink to the point of inebriation. I don't drink recreationally anymore, but occasionally at these shows, there is someone who has been known to slip something in my drink. Thank goodness it's good stuff. So anyway, just now realize there's a Monday morning thing. Sorry, Sarah. We do this, but it's called no warning because we give you no warning that we're going to be on. And I have to say, I was tired from this weekend. I was seriously considering posting. I'm going back to bed. But no one has pics of the glorious Clyde years except me. PM for details. There you go. Clyde is always taking great care of his feet, and it shows in his OnlyFans page. But anyway, it's the A, says Nick Dockert. Hello, Charles, Dawn, and Sarah. Happy Mondaying. Yes, excellent Mondaying so far. And make your Monday less mundane. And Scott Cracker says, here's what you do. You bring your own table and chairs, or chairs if you have more than just yourself with you, but do not expect to use them unless you have to. This way you are prepared. Yes. Yeah, and I was talking with somebody about a show they did where you paid money to get the space, and then you had to bring your own table and chairs. And I thought, now that's kind of ass backwards. And I could see you having an option, but that's just like, I've got this empty room. Give me $25. I'll let you hang around for 6 hours. That's how it. That's how it strikes me. And it's good to see you here, Sarah. And I hope my voice brings you comfort. If it does anything else, save me the video. Anyway, love you, Sarah. And yes, they will lay eggs, assuming I didn't end up with any roosters. Well, didn't you take them and scope them out or anything? Show them some chicken porn and see how they react. What? And don't send me any. Don't send me any. Okay, no, that doesn't work on this crowd. No, please send me some. I implore you to send me some. I beg of you, send me some chicken porn. I've seen some. It's not pretty. Anyway, Scott Cracker says, just remember that any convention that you were booked at that doesn't provide you with a table and chairs is probably not one you ever want to go back to. Scott Cracker, you are so right. That's probably one where I will look at it and say, goodbye. I will turn right around and drive home. So, anyway, the last season, Burn Notice hurt, but that last episode was golden. I liked Burn Notice. That was just a very, very clever show. And, of course, it has the man in it, Bruce. So, what's not to like? Also, there's a slight possibility that I might not be able to attend HC this year. Oh, really? That stinks. I don't like that. I hope it's for a good reason, though. For HalloCon, but you do so well with the sound. You will be missed, my brother. You will be missed if you don't show up. And Cookie and I will be very sad. So, as long as it's for a good reason, though, okay? And good morning, Skunk and Amy too. Okay, I think I got everyone. Oh, good for you. And will you be at the Pulp Fiction Con next month, Brian? Yes. I haven't heard anything from Jeff yet, but I assume I'm still on the list. But if he's having it and he's having me, I just haven't seen anything yet, unless it's in this morning's emails. So anyway, Cindy Cap says, I worked in a school district in an Austin suburb and lived in a different one about 30 minutes north. The fastest way home had a lot of traffic, but the slightly longer back road route, that was only 2 lines and very windy. I was headed home late one night on a Friday during a storm. Oh, this is continued. And as I was approaching a tight turn, I saw something massive on the edge of the road. No traffic coming, so I squeaked over a bit on the oncoming lane to dodge it and saw it was a cow. Wow. Came to the next tight turn and saw another couple of cows in my lane, but this time there was a car coming the other way. I split the difference between the cows and the car. This is getting good. And missed the car. The cow clipped and broke the side mirror and put a bit of a dent down the side of the car. There was nowhere to pull over, no shoulders, so I kept going. I always bring. Oh, and she also brings her own tables, 4 foot tables, and a chair. I don't always need them, but I bring them. Not really a big deal to me to use my own furniture. Um, if I had to do it as a habit, I suppose it would become just that. But I frequently put them in the van just in case. So, but yes, I want to be there. We got to have dinner. That's why. So anyway, FYI. Well, Skunk, I do hope you make it. And like I said, if it's for a good reason, I will understand. But man, you will be missed hard. I miss Sarah and Skunk Poppy, and hello, kids. And the library has plenty of tables for LibraryCon. That's why they are so cool. And yes, I drank from the flask too. Well, it's sanitary because it's alcohol, right? That sterilizes stuff. So, you know, yes. And Nicholas says, some I do. As Brian mentioned, sometimes you get a discount for bringing your own table, and I have my own chair that I take to every event. I've got one I keep in the van. And like my toolkit, it elevates my butt up, so I am more on a face-to-face level with the clientele. So, but it's yeah, I'm starting. That's part of my pipping out the van now. So, and hey there, Grant. And my chair sits so high, I'm not down behind the table. I can sit, but still can be easily seen. Yeah, and I think that's helpful. I think that's helped me over the last couple of years when I sit on my cases that I bring my stuff in, my books and my table fufa and all. Oh, and I picked up some. I don't know if you had a chance to check out my new uh, book holders. They were like $2.40 a piece, and they disassemble so they're absolutely flat, which makes them a delight to take home. So if you did, I'll have to show you. I'll have to show you. And Clyde, we need to talk soon. Ooh. And some conventions charge an extra chair fee. Oh, now, Grant, now screw that. Seriously. And I have been offered chances to be a vendor at some of these places, and I have turned them all down. It's like, don't be charging me for a chair. You know, it's a psychological thing where if you give me a discount for bringing my own, that's one thing, but don't be charging me extra for it. So, because I'm figuring if you're putting on the show, you are part of my fee involves you making stuff so I can be comfortable. So, anyway, and we will not be at HalloCon due to finances and a request to attend LodgeCon at the invite of the showrunner. Well, I understand that because that's quite HalloCon's quite a drive for you, and you're an hour farther away than I am. So, but what we're gonna do, I gotta call the hotel too. But anyway, we kind of turn it into a little mini vacation, just like we do a ShadowCon. It's or we're going to do a ShadowCon next year. But yeah, we'll miss you there though. We'll miss you. Big sales on top of Free Comic Book Day went on Saturday. 2 hours later, I got my schedule for the following day and went through the week. What's wrong, Sarah? What's wrong? And Amy Hale says there is a less than scientific way to tell by their wing shapes, but since they have no visible boy or girl parts, there are no guarantees. Maybe if you read them something, like read them 50 Shades of Gray Eggs or something, And good afternoon from Radio Retro Future. It is so good to see you here, Bonsar. Hey, please check out this YouTube channel. There is a lot of great content on Radio Retro Future. If you like steampunk, he is the man. And messaging you now, Charles, and wish granted, Brian. Okay, while you're doing my research on ascots for me, what? And I know vendors who also work outdoor events, and they always bring their own stuff just in case, mainly because it's always in the truck. Yeah, I'm fighting the urge to buy a 10 by 10 tent because I'm not sure I could put one up by myself. Is the thing, and the prices have gone down. So, but I get that temptation so I can do more outdoor shows. Everyone's saying hello, and it's one of those better to have and not need than need and not have. Exactly right, Skunk. Exactly right. And I tend to stand at shows a lot, but a higher chair would come in handy. I will have to show you, because I'll probably be bringing Calgon with me, and I always carry it in the back now. But it's kind of like a director's chair that I bought at Dick's Sporting Goods, and it was a little costly, a lot more than just a standard one, but one that will hold my weight, all my manly girth. It's metal. It's really good, really nicely machined metal, and it's comfortable, but it's also elevated, so it's probably about basically, I have to help myself up into it. It gives me a good view of the customer. So yeah, we'll have to check out. And Bound for the Sticks should be available on Amazon and my own website soon. Excellent Radio Retro Future. That's good news. That's good news. And bringing my own tables gives me a flat space for box stacking. The rear seats of the hatchback don't totally butt up to the front seats. Oh, okay. And let's see. And when Scrubhouse worked an event in Knoxville, says Skunk Rocker, in order to take payments digitally, we needed internet, which wasn't free, and you had to pay per device. And we weren't told this before the show. And easy setup tents are very nice. If I could find one, I would probably invest in that, Nick. I'll have to look for that. And so Skunk Rocker continues. So we showed up, unloaded, set up our booth, and got all of our merchandise out, and then realized we couldn't get internet without paying, and then later found out the code we got only works with the phone. Oh, no. Oh, no. I had to end up making a spreadsheet of all the payments received digitally so we knew where the money went, and at the end we didn't even make a profit. Oh, that hurts. That hurts, brother. But I feel your pain. Sarah says, overspent before seeing the schedule out of being told I'd get more hours this week. No word of mouth anymore things. I screwed myself over. Whoops. You'll make it, Sarah. You'll make it. You're awesome. You'll make it. And John bought me a tent, and it was a lifesaver in the heat last year. I had an outdoor library event, and I wouldn't have lasted long without it. Yeah, if it was something where I could set up the tent by myself, that'd be one thing. But I tried one time. If somebody hadn't taken pity on me, I'd probably still be there. So yeah, those are a pain. And let's see. And Scott Carter said they tried to charge us for electricity too, but we ended up piggybacking off another booth because they allowed us to. Yeah, and I'm frequently bring a power strip so I can help my friends too. My point being, any convention or expo that tries to nickel and dime you, not worth your time, not worth your money. I don't care who's there. Amen. Amen. Totally agree with you. You know, and especially when they don't do it beforehand, before you give you fair warning. And it's odd to know, says Sarah, if or when I'm working the next day to plan financially. Too bad Free Comic Book Day happened on a Saturday before my schedule came out. And yeah, I'm just cranky. It'll work out. You are a delight even when you are cranky, sweetheart. And Cindy says, I am not brave enough to do outdoor shows. I'm just working up the moxie for it now. I have done... 1, 2, 3. I've maybe done a dozen in the last 11 years, outdoor shows. My second one, I got rained out. My stock was destroyed. I also did some in downtown Lafayette where basically I had to put something on the books to keep them from being blown away, because we had a nice little gale wind coming down Main Street in Lafayette. So it's taken me a little bit of courage to work it up. So, but we did one last year in Indianapolis where we sold basically out of the back of our van. We put out a table. Cookie and I sat beside our table and talked to people and sold things. And it started to rain. And we had a plan, though. The minute it did, we had our tablecloth down. She grabbed 2 corners. I grabbed 2 corners. We scooped everything up, met in the middle, and then tossed it into the back of the van. And we could sort it out while the rain was happening. Excuse me. So, you know, you saw people who had tents and they were like, you know, looking very sad. You had people who didn't bring toppers, and they looked even sadder as they were getting rained on. But there we were, not selling anything, but we were nice and dry in our van. So anyway, and good morning, Agent Zero. Good morning to you. How are you? I hope you are doing well. And will you be going to Heroes Con in Charlotte? I think I have a conflict. I think I would love to go up to Heroes Con. I've wanted to go for years, and there's some people I really want to say hello to there. That's the only stop they make. But I'm gonna have to double check. I would love to go. I really would. And Sarah reminds us, anyway, we're glad you're here, Agent Zero. And Sarah reminds us, don't forget to like this show. A cranky dark mistress is unforgiving with the cat of 9 tails. Enter maniacal laughter here. Well, and don't ask me to stand up right now, Sarah, because you know how beguiling I find you at these moments. And outdoor shows are tricky, especially in Pittsburgh, where it's raining almost as much as it's not. Pittsburgh thinks it's Great Britain. And conflict, exactly, Agent Zero. You get it. If I can, I will. I promise you that. So, and liked and shared. Thank you, Agent Zero. You are the best. I love you, man. You're fantastic. And so you're fantastic too. Don't let anybody tell you differently. As I take another drink of fluid. No, it's not out of the. It's not out of the flask we mentioned earlier. But anyway, thank you for liking and sharing. We hope that you all will take the time to like and share this program with your friends and your enemies. It should piss them off. And let's start winding this down, though. Here we go. 4 likes and 16 viewers. Fix it, says Nicholas Tucker. If you got Nick and the Dark Mistress of the Dark Church of the Rising Tide on your butt now, you better get busy. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, and I can't figure out how to like with the dumb new YouTube layout. Yeah. It's taken me a little time. I like it better now, but not enough. But that's yeah, I get it. And Scott Cracker says, yeah, my family has done a ton of car shows, so I get exactly what you're saying, Grant. It could be bright, sunny, and hot on Friday, cold and rainy on Saturday, and then Sunday you get both. Yes. And hail, Nicholas Tucker. Miss you, buddy. Well, hail to you, Agent Zero. And love you to the abyss, back and always forever. Love you too, Sarah. We'll talk soon, I promise. And I'm still assembling stuff for you, so there you go. Your care package is on its way. And oh, you have to hide the chat. So dumb. Oh, that's not helpful, is it? And Cindy Cap says, when winding down, make sure you go the opposite direction from when you wound up. I'm wound up all the time, Cindy. And Hail Zero, says Sarah, and High Zero from Grant Lankard. So anyway, and we are missing you already. Well, I miss you, Cindy. I hope we will do some shows here this year. That would make me very, very happy. And something else that would make me happy is if you go to paypal.me/risingtidebkm. And if you want, please leave me a little tip just to let me know you love the show and you love me. And if you want to do this on a monthly basis, check me out on patreon.com under Brian K. Morris, all lower caps. We do a twice weekly blog. The first blog of the week dropped this morning at around 1 a.m. Eastern. And then we get another one on Thursday, and I never know what it's about because I make it up the day before, and it's a first draft sort of thing. But anyway, we also have other benefits to being a member and supporting the Rising Tide movement. So please check out patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. All right, and we appreciate you so much. And hey, Zero, my show starts at 10, so you will get more, and you'll get better on Nevermind the Furthermore and Nicholas Tucker channel and the Historical Fencing Guild channels. Check those out and check out Nick's show. He is so fantastic. He really is. I love listening to it. And I love talking about the other people who have sponsored the show, also Rising Tide Publications. And we've had to move back the publication date because of difficulties with Amazon, but we are working around it. So there. So anyway, and Sarah says, gotta start getting ready for the day. Mwah, sweetheart, you have an excellent day. I love you so much. And sweet, says Agent Zero. Definitely check out Nick. He's amazing. Also, we are brought to you by PlasmaFireGraphics.com. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you. If you've got a great book and you need great graphics, whether they are book trailers or even the book cover itself, well, Jeffrey Hayes can fix you up. He's an award-winning illustrator. He won for the cover of this marvelous tome from Stormgate Press, Major Marjorie, which has my name's on there, and so is Clyde Hall's. Imagine that. Anyway, please check this book out, available on Amazon or at stormgatepress.com. But Jeffrey Hayes did that cover, won an award for it, and it's no wonder because he's great to work with, and he is so crazy talented. Excuse me, I can't run the video because there is a kerfuffle with the music, and I get a copyright claim on it. But anyway, I'm proud to tell you that Jeffrey's my friend, and he is crazy talented, and he's waiting to hear from you. You can book some time with him and have him help you with your graphics problems and make things work a little sweeter and help you sell that book. That's Plasma Fire Graphics. Check them out on Facebook. Then check out their page and contact Jeffrey about his indie creator-friendly pricing. It's PlasmaFireGraphics.com. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you, because it definitely matters to your readers. Charles Millhouse says, have a productive day, everyone. I plan to. I've got a book to write. I am writing a book right now, and I'm on deadline. So anyway, Charles, I hope you have a great day. Much love to you and Marianne. And I look forward to seeing you at Jeff's. And when you get your notice, let me know, would you please, if you think of it, because I'm paranoid and I want to make sure I get to go. Jeff Harper's Pulp Show was a really good time last year. It's always a good time. So anyway, I hope you all have a great week. I hope you have a great Monday. We might come back later in the week if we've got something to tell you. But otherwise, our next appearance, our next personal appearance will be 2 Saturdays from now. And that will be at Primo's Pizza at 604 East Park in Carbondale, Illinois. We're coming back there for the Greyhawk Gaming Guild celebration of their existence. I think it's their 8th. I'm not sure. But anyway, I will be there along with the wonderful Amy Hale and the great, haven't seen him in 4 years, Bishop Stevens will be attending too. It's going to be a fantastic time. Great artists, vendors. I'll be there with the new books, and you should be there too. It's free to get in, and there's all kinds of great games happening. So please come see us at Primo's Pizza, 640 East Park in Carbondale, Illinois, 2 Sundays from now, okay? And love you all. Love you too, Nick. Seriously. We got to talk. We got to get together and talk sometime, brother. Miss you, man. And I miss you because I've got to go. I've got things I've got to get done, and so do you. Hope you have a fantastic day and a fantasticer week, all right? And see what you can do to make it really awesome for someone else. And so in closing, as always, stay smart, stay safe, wash your hands, and never apologize for being awesome. We will see you probably a week from today with any luck. If not, we might have a pickup show later in the week. Or might have both. Who knows? But anyway, we hope you have a fantastic week, and take care. You get no warning. Just take care. Bye-bye.